Looks like I broke another fin. How do you repair that? That's what I'm going to talk about in this episode.
Welcome to Advanced Construction Videos, where we show you how to tackle rocketry building techniques and more. On our website, we sell kits, motors, building supplies, and electronics. So come and learn, shop, build, and fly when you visit us at apogeerockets.com.
It's now the next day, and my epoxy is hard. This is a little bit of excess epoxy that I did, and it's hard as a rock. So I can test my fin, and yeah, it's on there good and strong now. There was one mistake that I made. As I was putting in the snake, I was putting the snake along the top instead of along the bottom. Maybe you caught that mistake. And after I was done videotaping, I realized it because I was looking down in the hole and I had it on the wrong side. So I just did up another little snake and put it on the right side. So now I have two fillets, one along the tube and then one along the inside edge where the fin meets the tube. So it's a double fillet. So it's like really strong now. And you could do that, and that's totally fine. So now I got these big holes here on the bottom, and I'm going to try to fill them. What I want to do is to create a skin on the inside, so then I can fill it with more putty on the outside, and then make it nice and smooth, make it flat, try to match the current surface. Or you could leave them like they are. They're not going to hurt anything there, as long as you do have a forward bulkhead in front of it so that the ejection charge can't come out the back. That's the only caveat. If the ejection charge can come in, turn around, and go out the back, you have to seal it. And it's kind of hard to seal, and it's kind of recessed in there. So this is going to be a little bit tricky. This is going to be the hard part. So I got some index card paper, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut a small piece, and I want to kind of match the shape that I want to cover. And again, this is really hard to see. So what I'm going to do is I've got some short dowels. I'm just going to glue this dowel there just to make it easier to hold. So I'm just going to get some super glue. Just put that right on there like that. Here's some kicker to accelerate it. Yep, not hard yet. Give it a second. There we go. All right, so now it's a lot easier to hold, and I can put it in there, and I'm going to take my scissors and kind of trim it. And this is roughly circular. I'm going to knock off all the corners here. I want it just a little bigger than the hole that I'm trying to fill. Actually, I like that. A little bit smaller. Okay. Ooh, I could actually just glue that on there like that, and that would take care of it. But what I wanted to do was to try and put it on the inside. So push it through, and as you push it through, all the edges are going to curl up like that. And then once it's inside, then you can pull back and then glue it in place. So I think it's still a little bit too big. And basically what this is going to do is build a little shelf on the back side. I'm actually going to cut it like little spokes in it to make it fold a little easier as it goes in. Okay, so I got it in. You can see I'm trying to pull it out now. And now I'm going to glue it in place. This is going to be hard for you to see. Hard for me to see. So I'm using thin super glue. Okay, you can see it this way better. I'm going to hit it with the accelerator again. Okay, so that's good. It's in there. So now I have a shelf that I can just take some more of the epoxy and just fill it. And the epoxy won't fall through because this is preventing it from falling through. And then the epoxy is going to give it the strength. It's going to grab the sides. So yeah, so that's good. I'm kind of pushing in on it. And it's not moving. So that's good. So now I'm just going to break off my dowel. And now I can fill that with epoxy. Okay. Yeah, so I got one more side to do. So I'm going to put the paper on the inside of this one as well. And then I'll be back in just a second. Okay, at this point, I've got the holes plugged from the backside with just some index card paper. And now I'm going to plug them permanently with some fix-it epoxy clay. So I've already gone ahead and mixed it up. And so now it's just a matter of filling the hole. Just taking a glob and pressing it in. Come on. And I'll probably want to take a dowel and use the flat side to press it down and try to smooth it out. Smoothing it out is going to be the hard part. You can take a little bit of water, and in here I just have a little water, and that kind of lubricates it just a little bit, where I can slide it around. I'm trying to slide off any excess that sticks above the hole because I want it flat. You know, I wanted to make it to look like it wasn't there. Because inside of here is going to be really hard to sand. This rocket's very small. Not a lot of room to work in there. Okay, so that's probably about as good as I can get. And I'll take a photo of this so that you can see it and then put it right here. And now it's fixing the cosmetic issues. So before I talked about this crack along here, you could fill it one of two ways. It's not structural because it's already, you know, really, really strong. So it's a cosmetic thing. So I want to use something that's easy to sand. So I have two options. One is the wood filler, and two is Bondo glazing and spot putty. You can get this, both of them you probably find at Walmart or something. If you're working with kids, definitely use the wood filler because it's water soluble and it doesn't have any, you know, petroleum fumes, where this has petroleum fumes, and you'll want to wear gloves. And so this, you know, you'll just take a little bit, squeeze it on your finger, and then run it along that seam to fill any of that gap. Now this will have to be sanded down, but it sands really easy, and probably within half an hour you could be sanding it. I don't like to put it on too thick because the more you put on, the more you have to sand off. So my goal is to put it on. This, because it has the petroleum in it, is probably going to ruin the paint, but this has to be repainted anyway, so I'm okay with that. You could sand it smooth if you wanted before you put this on, which is not a bad idea. So anyway, that's the process of filling these. This one has a little bit of a gouge right there, and this stuff will fill it really, really quick. Okay, I'm going to just let that dry, and then we'll sand it, and it's going to have to be repainted anyway, so there's a lot of work left to do. But in my next video, I want to do the second repair technique on this other fin. That's a little bit different from this. Again, we want to make a fin fillet on the inside using epoxy, but I'm going to use a different method for that. So you'll have to come back and watch. We also previously did a video using, this was probably maybe a year ago or maybe a year and a half. We did a video on a fin that had broken off, and I showed you how to use a different method where we cut slots on the outside of the tube so that we could get down from the outside and put those fin fillets in. So we'll put a link to that here in the video so you can watch that one as well. So I'll give you 3 different methods for repairing through the wall fins. So my name again is Tim Van Milligan. You've been watching the Apogee Rocketry Workshop. May the winds be light, may the skies be blue, may all your rockets fly straight and true.